All of us, at some point, have faced people or situations that seem to be a barrier, someone who is constantly challenging or even harming us. These enemies, however, do not need to be fought with force or direct confrontation. Stoic philosophy, with its approach centered on reason and virtue, invites us to rethink how we react to these situations. The Stoics believe that the greatest power lies in mastering oneself. When you control your emotions, your words, and your actions, no one else has the power to destabilize you. Instead of focusing on the adversary, Stoicism teaches us to look within, transform our behavior, and act with purpose. Imagine the strength of not reacting to provocations, of not allowing anger or pride to define your decisions. This approach not only resolves conflicts more intelligently, but also preserves your energy and emotional health. Each interaction becomes an opportunity for growth rather than a battle of egos. Throughout this video, you will see that these 7 strategies are not just philosophical advice, but practical tools that you can apply in your daily life. Whether in difficult conversations, challenging environments, or moments of tension. True victory is not in defeating your enemy, but in achieving unshakable inner peace. If you want to face these situations calmly, earn the silent respect of those around you, and build a life guided by wisdom, stay with us. Number 1. The power of controlling your reactions. At the heart of Stoicism is the idea that you cannot control what happens around you, but you do have complete control over how you choose to respond. This realization completely transforms the way we view provocations or conflicts. When someone tries to get at us, their intention is usually to provoke an impulsive reaction, whether it's anger, frustration, or even behavior that could be used against us. The Stoic secret is to break this cycle. Responding calmly is a way to neutralize the other person's power over you. When you react calmly to a verbal attack, you not only demonstrate self-control, but you also avoid fueling the conflict. Your calmness confuses those trying to destabilize you, and may even cause the other person to rethink their actions. Daily application. Imagine being in a meeting and a colleague makes a passive-aggressive comment about your work. Your instinctive reaction would be to immediately respond or justify yourself. However, a Stoic would choose to take a deep breath, acknowledge internally that the comment does not define your worth, and respond only if necessary and in an assertive, never emotional manner. Another common situation is in traffic. Someone cuts you off or honks your horn aggressively. You could yell, honk back, or simply continue on your way as if nothing had happened. Choosing the latter behavior protects your peace and prevents a small event from ruining your entire day. Why does this work? By controlling your reactions, you demonstrate emotional maturity and wisdom. This does not mean being passive or allowing abuse, but rather acting with intention, never on impulse. You gain respect, both from others and from yourself, and avoid negative consequences that could arise from a moment of loss of control. Remember, the person who remains calm in tense situations is, in fact, the strongest person in the room. Controlling your emotions is a powerful skill that changes how others see you and, more importantly, how you feel about yourself. Number 2. Indifference as a form of power. One of the most liberating lessons of Stoicism is the idea that spending energy trying to control what is beyond our control is futile and draining. This includes the actions, opinions, and intentions of other people. Instead of focusing on the behavior of those who try to harm you, Stoics prefer to direct their efforts toward what really matters: their own conduct. When you decide not to worry about what others think or do, you remove their power over you. This attitude is not a sign of weakness or carelessness, but of wisdom. Indifference to the control of others allows you to maintain mental clarity and remain focused on your goals, regardless of external attempts to destabilize you. How does this translate into everyday life? Imagine that a colleague at work frequently tries to undermine you with gossip or unfair criticism. Your first reaction might be to confront them or try to justify yourself to others. But this only increases the drama and diverts your attention from the tasks that really matter. The Stoic approach would be to ignore the provocations and continue to deliver high-quality results. When you stay focused on your work, your actions speak for themselves, and attempts to bring you down eventually lose their power. This philosophy is also useful on social media. If someone makes negative comments or tries to start unnecessary arguments, the best response is to not respond. Not participating in the conflict weakens that person's influence and preserves your energy for what really matters in your life. Why is this approach so effective? By being indifferent to what you cannot control, you prevent emotions like anger or resentment from taking over. You respond rationally, in line with your values and goals, rather than being carried away by the emotions of the moment. Furthermore, by ignoring provocations, you demonstrate an inner strength that deters any attempts to manipulate you. Stoicism reminds us that no one can get to you without your permission. By withdrawing your attention from those who try to control you, you become immune to attempts at emotional or psychological dominance. Let them wear themselves out while you move forward firmly toward what really matters. Number 3, the art of transforming anger into patience. Anger is one of the most destructive emotions, both for the person experiencing it and for the person receiving it. However, Stoicism teaches us that anger is not inevitable, it is a choice. When you recognize this truth, you realize that you have the power to transform this intense feeling into something much more productive: patience. The Stoics compared anger to a fire that consumes everything around it, including the person who starts it. Being overcome by this feeling can lead to impulsive decisions, hurtful words, and actions that you may later regret. Instead, cultivating patience means remaining calm in the face of adversity, even when everything seems to conspire to derail you. How to practice it in your daily life. When you feel anger rising, imagine that it is a small flame that can be controlled. Before reacting, try pausing for a few seconds and taking a deep breath. This simple pause creates space for reflection, allowing you to respond in a measured way rather than instinctively. If someone insults you, for example, your immediate response would be to return the insult. But what if instead you remained silent, took a breath, and responded calmly, or did not respond at all? This disarms the other person and protects your peace. Why is patience a powerful force? Patience is not passivity. It is the ability to resist the urge to react in the heat of the moment. When you respond patiently, you demonstrate self-control and emotional mastery, qualities that impress and inspire respect. In addition, being patient prevents you from falling into emotional traps, allowing you to maintain a firm stance even in tense situations. A Stoic exercise for patience. Whenever something or someone irritates you, ask yourself, how will this matter in a week, a month, a year? Often, realizing the insignificance of the event in the long run helps to neutralize anger. Transforming anger into patience is like turning lead into gold. It is a process that requires effort, but the result is a calm mind, a lighter life, and healthier relationships. After all, maintaining control over yourself is the greatest victory you can achieve. Number 4, empathy, the key to diffusing conflicts. Behind rude, aggressive, or hostile behavior, there are often internal pains and battles that we are unaware of. Stoicism invites us to look beyond the surface and consider that even those who act as our enemies may be reacting to their own suffering. When we practice empathy, we move from the position of adversary to understanding observer, which can completely transform the relationship. Why is empathy so powerful? Seeing the difficulties of others does not mean justifying negative attitudes, but recognizing that we are all subject to moments of weakness. When you choose to respond with empathy instead of aggression, you diffuse conflict. Hostility becomes meaningless when faced with a genuine attitude of understanding. More than that, you free yourself from the burden of holding a grudge or retaliating. Applying this to your daily life. Imagine that a coworker is being impatient or rude to you. Your first reaction might be to confront them or feel hurt, but what if you asked yourself, is he dealing with personal issues? Maybe they're going through something I don't know about. Just this change in perspective can ease the impact of the situation and even open up space for a more empathetic conversation. If someone cuts you off in traffic or treats you badly in a customer service call, try to visualize that this person may be dealing with a loss, an extremely stressful day, or even an emergency situation. This small effort to understand the other person changes the way you feel about the interaction, preventing it from negatively affecting you. Empathy as a tool for empowerment. Practicing empathy does not mean being complicit in abusive behavior or allowing yourself to be exploited. On the contrary, it is an act of emotional intelligence. When you understand the other person's motivations, you can respond more strategically and assertively, without letting emotion or conflict take over. A Stoic exercise for empathy. Whenever someone acts negatively toward you, visualize this person as a child who is lost or scared. This simple mental exercise helps to soften your judgment and see the humanity behind the behavior. Empathy not only turns conflict into opportunities for understanding, but also makes us more aware of the realities we all face. By seeing beyond hostile behavior, you not only keep your peace, but you also inspire positive change in the people around you. After all, sometimes a little understanding is all someone needs. Number 5. Excellence as the ultimate response. When faced with people who try to destabilize or undermine us, the instinctive reaction is often to look for ways to confront them or prove them wrong. However, Stoicism teaches us that true victory does not lie in fighting back, but in focusing on what really matters: personal progress. Showing excellence in your actions is a way to stand out without saying, "Why is this so effective?" By investing your energy in personal growth and executing your goals, you not only ignore negativity, but you also transform conflict into motivation to thrive. For an adversary, seeing you achieve your goals while remaining calm is disarming. It demonstrates strength, determination, and a confidence that cannot be shaken by external provocation. How can you apply this in everyday life? Imagine a scenario in which someone tries to sabotage you at work by spreading rumors or belittling your idea. Instead of confronting that person or justifying yourself, redouble your efforts to deliver exceptional results. Make your dedication and successes so obvious that any attempt to belittle you seems insignificant. Another example is in personal relationship. If someone tries to hurt you with destructive criticism, focus on taking care of yourself, learning new skills, practicing healthy habits, and cultivating a positive attitude. Your evolution will be the most powerful response. Excellence is a lifestyle. Being excellent does not mean being perfect, but committing to doing the best you can in every situation. This involves constant learning, hard work, and the pursuit of continuous improvement. When you adopt this mindset, the actions of other people lose relevance. Your attention is so focused on your growth that there is no room for distraction. A practical exercise. Whenever you feel tempted to respond to a provocation, ask yourself, how can I use this energy for something constructive? Maybe you could study something new, solve a pending task, or even help someone. Channeling your energy into what adds value to your life is the wisest way to respond to any challenge. Excellence is the silent victory that needs no explanation. While others waste time trying to bring you down, you build a solid foundation of accomplishments that speaks for itself. In addition to frustrating any opponent, this habit boosts your self-esteem and strengthens your resilience. After all, nothing is more powerful than a person focused on being the best version of themselves. Number 6. The wisdom of avoiding unnecessary conflict. For the Stoics, conflict is seen as a distraction that often takes us away from what really matters. This is not about avoiding all disagreements after all. There are times when standing up for principles is essential. However, most of the time, conflicts arise from misunderstandings, emotional impulses, or ego clashes. Knowing how to identify and avoid these clashes is a sign of maturity and wisdom. Why is avoiding conflict so important? Unnecessary confrontations drain energy, create tension, and can leave emotional scars that last much longer than the event itself. Choosing not to get involved in petty fights or insignificant disputes protects your inner peace and allows you to focus your attention on what truly adds value to your life. how can you apply this to your daily life? Consider a potential argument with a friend or colleague over a trivial detail, such as a differing opinion on something unimportant. Before getting involved, ask yourself, will this really change anything in my life? Is it worth my time and energy? If the answer is no, give in or simply change the subject of the conversation. Another practical example is on social media, where heated debates often start with minor disagreements. Responding to provocations or engaging in heated discussions rarely leads to positive results. Instead, consider, will this exchange bring something constructive to me or others? If not, it's best not to waste your attention. The difference between avoidance and flight. Avoiding unnecessary conflict is not the same as running away from problems. Running away would be ignoring situations that require a firm stance or a difficult conversation to resolve something important. Avoidance, on the other hand, means discerning what deserves your energy and what is insignificant. A Stoic practice for avoiding conflict. Whenever you feel the urge to get into a disagreement, pause and ask yourself, if I look at this in a month, will it still matter? If the answer is no, let it go. This simple practice can prevent pointless arguments and preserve your peace of mind. Avoiding unnecessary conflict is a way to cultivate inner peace and ensure that you are using your energy wisely. Each time you choose not to get involved in a petty dispute, you reaffirm your commitment to calm and building a more harmonious life. After all, it is not the absence of conflict that defines a wise person, but their ability to decide when and how to act. Number 7, cultivating inner serenity, the key to lasting peace. At the heart of Stoicism is the idea that true victory lies not in defeating others, but in achieving inner peace. When our minds are serene, we are immune to external provocations and attacks. Our thoughts and emotions are no longer influenced by circumstances, and we are in control of how we respond to challenges. This is the basis of Stoic power. No one can harm you without your permission, and inner serenity is the fortress that wards off any attack. Why is inner serenity so crucial? Remaining calm in the midst of chaos is not just a matter of emotional self-protection, it is also a means of wisdom. When we can find inner stillness, we are more rational, able to make more balanced decisions, and able to deal with adversity constructively. Serenity allows us to see challenges from a broader perspective and act with clarity without being dominated by fear or anger. How can we cultivate serenity in our daily lives? One of the simplest ways to achieve this inner peace is through meditation, a practice that has been an ally of many philosophical and spiritual traditions. Dedicating just 5 minutes a day to stop, breathe, and observe your own thoughts can be transformative. This small moment of pause helps to slow down the mind and renew the feeling of control over your own emotions. In addition, you can incorporate small moments of reflection throughout the day. Whenever you feel overwhelmed, taking time to reconnect with your breathing, stop reacting automatically to situations, and simply observe your feelings can be enough to restore serenity. How does this reflect in our interactions? When we manage to maintain internal serenity, any provocation or external adversity loses its impact. For example, if someone tries to manipulate you emotionally, instead of reacting impulsively, you breathe, reflect, and choose a calm and rational response. When you do not let yourself be carried away by the emotions of the moment, your internal strength becomes a true protection. Practical exercise to develop serenity. Whether it's in the morning, when you wake up, or before you go to sleep, set aside 5 minutes for a simple meditation practice. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and focus on your breathing. Whenever your thoughts wander, gently bring your focus back to your breathing. This exercise creates a space of mental tranquility, making it easier to stay calm throughout the day. Inner serenity is the greatest resource we can cultivate, as it allows us to face life's challenges with a calm and balanced mind. It frees us from the need to fight against what we cannot control and gives us the strength to remain steadfast, no matter the circumstances. By investing in your inner peace, You not only strengthen your ability to deal with external enemies, but you also transform your own life into a space of harmony and purpose. These strategies based on Stoicism are not just distant philosophical theories. They are practical tools for everyday life. By controlling your reactions, choosing your battles wisely, transforming anger into patience, cultivating empathy, striving for excellence, avoiding unnecessary conflict, and ultimately finding inner serenity, you will be creating a life of greater balance, peace, and purpose. No matter how difficult or challenging situations may be, you can always choose how you react. And by applying these principles, you will discover that true strength lies within you. Did you like these strategies? If so, subscribe to the channel to continue exploring transformative ideas like this one. Here, we will discover together ways to face life's challenges with wisdom, lightness, and serenity, always seeking the best within ourselves.